here?
Yes.
Since you left us, you have been a stone rolling downhill. Now you must aim this remarkable momentum. It is past time for the balance to shift.
They come.
What? Wait!
The trickster will not forgive you for doing what he could not. Nor, I trust, will you forgive us.
Keepers. Looks like I better get moving, or whatever those things are will waste a perfectly good rescue.
Escape! Difficulty hard. Get your stuff back. If you want to survive, you'll have to get out of here. Hey everyone! Welcome back to some more Let's Play Thief Gold. Hopefully I can be forgiven for leading you guys astray with the possibility that the previous mission was the last mission in the Thief Gold series. Probably when the cutscene started, or continued a little ways in, given the very evil-sounding, creepy music and the imagery of Constantine and Victoria, everyone probably would have been imagining that it's not going to be a happy end for poor Garrett, if that was going to be the ending of it, huh? A heads up as well that I don't think that Garrett was alone in that room with Constantine and Victoria, as obviously seen at the introduction of this video, but I think the one gentleman whose face was half in the shadows, I think that was a keeper watching the conversation between them and just not being detected by either of them. Keepers are very stealthy, and not even Garrett would see a keeper if they're trying to remain unseen. Well, actually, that's not true based on the introduction video, but I know in later Thief series, particularly Thief Deadly Shadows, one of Garrett's allies in the Keeper community is able to just stealth directly in front of him, more or less, and Garrett can't even see him. So Keepers do have the capability to hide even from Garrett's eyes. So I think that's probably what happened in the last video. In any case, we gotta get out of here. We returned the eye. There was no payment. Instead, they took our eye to power the actual eye device. The eye was never the gemstone in the strange looking, I don't know what you would call it. It's not a glove, but it's something that's like fits over your hand. And I guess the rock was someone else's eye that had at one point powered it, a dried husk, and turned into a stone. And now Garrett's eye is powering that device. We will find out a little bit about it during this mission. You might be wondering what we can purchase, by the way, for this mission. Nothing is the answer to that question. We cannot purchase anything. Wouldn't make any sense. Where would we have the opportunity to do that? So before we get going on this mission, one or two things I have to tell you guys about this mission first. Number one, this mission is extremely buggy, and the mission will most likely crash more than once as we play through it. It seems to be caused, if I had to take a guess, by the appearance of blood. The blood spurts from enemies, or from Garrett, when in close range to enemies in this mission. It seems to be too much for the poor game to handle, and it crashes at some point. When I was recording this mission some time ago now, about 3 months ago, man, well, 2 months ago, it would crash all the time. Number two, the game won't load into certain areas in this mission either. I found that the only place I could reliably load the game from, and if I wanted to save in the middle of the mission, was to be the starting area that we're going to pop up in. Any other area, game would crash. So this means that when we want to save the game, we're going to have to go back to that introduction area. Now, given that the game crashes often, I'm going to be saving the game more often in this mission. It's not necessarily because it's more difficult, but because if I take any damage, there's a risk that the game just crashes a few seconds after that occurs. And it's difficult for me to capture the crashing and what happens to it because of the way Fraps works. There's a chance that the video would become corrupted, and if that occurs, I lose the entire video, however long I've been recording it for. So when I save the game, I'm also going to be cutting the recording at that point. And again, I'll be recording the game saving the game, fairly frequently this time around. Probably once every like 15 minutes or so, or at least when I'm passing by the starting area, and I will go out of my way to return to that starting area to save the game from time to time. I wish I didn't have to do this, but the game's going to crash. It absolutely is going to crash at least once, I suspect, no matter what I try to do. So this will at least save me replaying this game, this mission. Is there anything else for this mission? This was the last one I completed when I was re-recording these missions after playing the Thief missions earlier this year. So this will be my third time through this mission. I'm sorry, my second time through this mission. And as such, my memory of this is not as good as the previous missions that I had been in. And the next mission, while I started it, I never finished it. We are, however, also be aware we are almost done with the game. I think there are 3 missions left now in Thief Gold. I'm telling you the truth. I think there's 3 left. So, with this said, that's everything I know. We're not starting with any gear, but Constantine thankfully left us his sword. Perhaps as a way to well, I guess he wouldn't really take it. It was a gift for us of sorts. And it's not like he needs a sword, being a demigod and all. Or God himself, or an actual god. So, what does he need this for? It's made of metal, anyway. Something that he would not like very much. Being something forged. Anyway, I'm going to put a bunch of babbling. Let's go ahead and quickly save this part off. And now we can go ahead and start the mission. This place should look familiar to us, by the way. That leads up into Constantine's mansion, unless this is some sort of other dimension, or perhaps, given what we saw earlier in Constantine's mansion, this doesn't quite lead us up there any longer. But this is where we found 4 golden goblets, I believe, before. And actually, no, it's not. This leads us up to the gardens, if I recall correctly. But we don't have a key for this. We also don't have our lockpicks. We no longer have to get our stuff, either. Though I think it's not too far away from us. Two rope arrows, 3 noisemakers, and a blackjack. And that is it. Really? We don't have our lockpicks. Alright, we'll have to find them somewhere then. Assuming that they can be found. Sounds like we have some new creatures here, everyone. Ratmen And a mantis creature of some sort. We don't have any normal arrows, so I'll have to be careful using rope arrows at the moment, but it looks like that is some wood we can stick a rope arrow into. I would like to jump onto this when there's no other ratman around, but their spacing is making that difficult for us to do. Now, although these creatures are living things, I treat them like I would Burricks. If I don't have to kill them, I won't. But if killing them makes the job significantly easier for me, I will do so. Spider webs. We heard the hissing of a spider around here as well. And that is a gas arrow. We saw another one hovering above the ramps that we were presented with when we first arrived here. Rope arrow. Definitely somehow linked to Constantine's manor, or at least the same magic, since we've seen water suspended in such a way there earlier. The fruit we pick up will heal us. 2 hit points for each fruit we eat. I would like to get that other gas arrow there. But that's gonna mean we need to eliminate some of these patrols. I can tell you now that we will be unable to carry the body of the mantis thing. They are too heavy to carry. It might be a little tricky, this. They can turn around right where I'm going to hit him. It saw us, the mantis thing. I thought I would have been able to time that a little bit better. The strange sound we heard when it noticed us, it sounded something like an explosion, was its ranged attack. They shoot a swarm of flies at you, similar, and If it hits you, it does decent damage to you as well. The swarm remains in that place. Well, that sucked. I won. Alright, so the good news is I got a chance to see what actually happens when the game crashes right then. And unfortunately, none of you will actually see the crash, what occurs. Or fortunately. So, when that mantis turned around and it hit me with the insect, it spit, the game crashed instantly at that point. This is because, as far as I can tell, the game will always crash when we take damage and are near a creature? Something to do with the amount it has to draw from, like, the creature's face, I think, and the blood spurts on screen seem to make the game crash when that occurs. It has almost always happened when a thing whirls around to see me and hits me at the same time. I apologize, but we have to redo what we've done so far again. Okay. Let's see if we can somehow manage to eliminate these three things that are patrolling. The mantis and those two guards are all together. A shame we don't have a mine right here. We could have eliminated all three of them all at once. This is going to be a little trickier than it may seem, because I need them to not recognize that one of them is missing. I think we saw this earlier. It's only been a few seconds, or minutes actually, but I don't remember if we explored this part of the cave. I think we did. If they become suspicious that I've been here, then it will be much more difficult to sneak up on them and eliminate these things. Could be bad. We have to eliminate the Ratman first. I haven't shown you yet, but you cannot pick up that mantis if you knock it out. This means that everything will see the mantis knocked out, assuming it was patrolling in that area. So we have to eliminate the Ratman first. We can get rid of the body, and then the mantis can follow next. On the off chance this doesn't work, we're going to quick save the game. There's going to be a lot of this, everyone, and I am so sorry for breaking the immersion in this way. But we have to do this. Since the game can crash at any point and render everything I've done invalid. This is the only place to save is in that room, or the game has a chance to simply, well, it won't let me load it anywhere else. Okay. We stuck a rope arrow up there, so we should explore that area next. Alright. We saw a body up there, the remains of something. Let's see if we can't get up there. But in such a way that we can also get that... this is not going to work, actually. The arrow's too far away. We're going to want that, though. 2 gas mines, some broadhead arrows, more noisemakers, 2 flash bombs, 1 normal mine, and some gold. This must have been a thief who was up here. Judging by the equipment, a keeper. Perhaps the trickster had tried a few different keepers before he settled on Garrett. Alright, let's go and quick save again so we don't have to redo those hops. I doubt that the keepers left that small cache for me there. Unless this was some sort of keeper compound at some point down here. But I highly doubt that's the case as well. Though I think we did see this. At the Keeper compound, so maybe it's not as far-fetched as I would have thought it to be. Lots of potential tunnels for us to take. Let's go back to where we heard the spider. We picked up some broadhead arrows from that one cache, so maybe we can put them to good use here. At least 2 more spiders someplace to our left.
What there? All guns now.
I was thinking of possibly leaving some of these things alive, but it'd probably be safer if we actually eliminated everyone that we possibly can. Since we may have to run through these tunnels, avoiding groups of them in the future. All these places look the same. The corridors, the tunnels. I'd be worried of getting confused and running in the wrong direction.
Who's creepsy around there?
I forgot how loud mines are. That got the attention of everything in this area. I think I might have made this a lot tougher for myself by doing that. The spiders will now be aware of me. Which means that it may take more than a single arrow to down them. I still think we should explore these tunnels. Although I haven't heard anything else out here. Too difficult. We'll have to go around the long way. The glowing mushrooms indicates to me that putting out these torches is a waste of a water arrow. scared the living hell out of me. Oh my goodness. Rolled around and spider screeched at me. It was enough to make me flinch. Be careful in these spider tunnels as well. There are pits in them. Looks like there's a torch down there and a corpse. Let's see if that other spider we killed, if its small den will lead down there. Mantis, and a new sound that we haven't heard before. I am very familiar with that little sound that we hear. That is the sound of a frog. It's not very big, probably about the size of one of the mantis's feet. But it's extremely dangerous. The frogs will bounce towards you and within close proximity detonate. They're effectively mobile mines that will seek you out. You will probably see them hop to investigate the fallen mantis. And that mantis will also be curious about its fallen friend as well. There are the hoppers. Yep, it's now looking around what caused its friend to be knocked out. That was my chance, actually. I think I blew it. You can safely destroy these things with a broadhead arrow. There's a hole in the tree up there. We'll investigate that. Apparently this was built on top of a ruin of some sort, if these stone blocks are any indicator of what used to be down here first. In case I didn't mention it, all the fruit you find down here will heal you 2 hit points. Those are wooden boards. So there's a small construction here. That's a treasure trove of equipment. We're going to want all of that. Two rope arrows. Gas arrows. Makes up for the one I used on the mantis down below. And a gas mine makes up for the one of those we used also. Draws the scribe star, marks the compasses. The eye shows the marksy lines of power. Marks the compass morning, the compass leaf, the stormsy compass, the flamesy compass, the compass tide stream, the compass stone, the compass darkness. Weights each starsy point with elements of the compass, with pure truest. Weights the center with the eye, fed man's blood, sees the compasses, and the blood trail to the true world. Each compass walks the elements forth, paints to the eye colors of heart-small chaos, for follow the eye back to the mansy world. Binds the eye visions, gathers the sights, the glories, open fulls the eye to see forth the world, blood-called, compass-painted, chaos-fed, paintings on the world the image is showed. Sounds like this is a ritual that the trickster wants to perform. I think the idea is that he wants to see a world and bring that world into this reality, and needs the eye to envision it so that it is created in his mind's eye, as it were, and then bring it into our world, or Garrett's world. This is pretty high. Going to be, well, actually, we can probably fall off here. I think on expert mode, I think you need to find that book, as I believe there's another task for you to perform, which is discover what the trickster is actually up to. Let's go back and quick save the game again, and we'll play for a little bit longer. Of all the games I've played, the Thief series is one of my favorites. I think I would rank the entire series, because I would find it extremely difficult to pick between one of the Thief games. The first three that I've played, I have not played the new Thief. I would find it very difficult to pick a favorite amongst them. I like all of them for different reasons. They all have fantastic missions in them. I always thought that the Thief 2 engine was the best one. That I think it's the same engine that they used here, but I could have sworn that graphically it was a little better than Thief 1, and the engine was capable of more. But I liked how different the enemies were in Thief 2 compared to Thief 1. The robots that Karis had, for example, was a nice addition, and oddly eerie as well. The entire Thief series, though, I really enjoy, in part because of how twisted the paths are, in so much that you think you're going to complete one objective, and then find out it's something completely different that you need to do when you're in the mission. I've absolutely loved the curveballs that the game throws at the player in these games. Saving Cuddy as the second mission, for example, was not something I ever envisioned would happen in a Thief game. I expected them all to be more or less like Baffert's Manor. And Thief Deadly Shadows has some incredible ideas in it, which I really loved, even though they weren't fully realized. I liked what they attempted to do, and even though it didn't do it that effectively, I think the message of what they wanted to do came across rather well. With the hub, with you being able to save your equipment between missions, the idea of the city being the point between different missions that you do in the outskirts around it. And then those missions themselves were all really well done. Of course, with the cradle being a very memorable mission to do. And the story in all the Thief series, I thought, was really well put together too. I don't really have any complaints about it. Fantastic enemies, great protagonists. I hear a ratman down there. But he's not walking up here. That's a fire elemental that I can hear. The mushrooms will make it stop putting out that torch. Doesn't really help us. And that's it right there. Destroying fire elementals makes a lot of noise. So the moment we do this, everything's going to become suspicious in this area. But fire elementals are too dangerous to let them exist. Sound of a ratman going back to his normal patrol. He probably ran to investigate the ledge we were on. There's another fire elemental. The good news about fire elementals is that they burn everything around them. Assuming it doesn't find us, it may actually kill these creatures down here. As you can see, it is hurting them. This will be interesting. They did not actually find me, but they also took damage. Not from me, of course, but that might be enough to keep them on a higher alert level. But if the fire elemental kills one, they may all hang around that body. And if they do that, the fire elemental may kill even more of them for us. It sounds like the fire elemental is killing them. I don't really want to move out from this spot until the fire elemental comes back in here so we can try to destroy it. I have noticed that floating gas arrow there. I very much want it, and the water arrow's there too. But it looks like we can probably access that area from a different path, as opposed to dangling on rope arrows. So we're going to do that. There's at least one dead ratman to our left. And here comes the fire elemental again. Though it's still in an angry phase. A mantis just died. And another ratman did as well. I don't think there's probably anything else alive in this area. Except the elemental. It's gonna be very dangerous what we're about to attempt. But if it comes in here, we will try to destroy it. It's going to probably take 2 hits, though. There's a lot of dead corpses. What, dead corpses? A lot of corpses around the corner here to keep it in a high alert status. We could try to ignore it. But I think that would have been a mistake. More broadhead arrows, noisemakers, rope arrows, normal mines, and gas mines. Flash bombs as well. This feels like this may have been left for us. Or otherwise, maybe the trickster just likes collecting the various implements that the keepers use for some reason. More spiders. let's see how our fire elemental friend helped us. Actually, we should also make sure that if I do get chased, that I'm able to run away safely. Oh, that is quite a pile of bodies there. And that purse has all of the money we had required in the last mission in it. Got a little worried. I heard that crackling fire and thought there was another fire elemental here. Let's not forget the water arrows here. I think we're just about done with this episode, everyone. But let's look at those bodies first. How many did it kill for us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ratmen. 1 mantis. I need them moved out of the way. Bodies actually block your movement if you try to just move over them. Oh, well. Or they'll make me a liar. Oh! 6, 7 ratmen killed, actually. But only 1 mantis. I thought we heard a second. More thief supplies. Not as much as the other rooms, but still welcome. More flash bombs. More gas mines. Broadhead arrows, up to 33 of them now. Quite a haul there. And another book. The world, as I once knew it, was a place of magic, full of mystery and inhabited by creatures of glamour and terror. The men who lived there lit their bonfires and wondered at what crept and lurked in the darkness outside their weak circles of light. All their dreams, their aspirations and dreads come from that darkness. Now, as the forces of progress cover the meadows in brick and cobblestone, as they replace the majestic loft of tree with the blocky ponderousness of building, they also light the world in their electric, ascentic glare. With the lighting of the shadows, man loses his ability to fear and to dream. The night, once the font of the unknown, becomes only the lack of the sun. I have conceived of a plan to revive the darkness, to bring a resurrection of the ability to fear and dream. And once my dark project is realized, they shall know again to fear and love their lord. Constantine. There you have it. The trickster is suffering from nostalgia and wants the good old days to come back again. We heard quite some time ago about how bears have evolved themselves to no longer be dangerous, apparently, in this world. And that would be just one aspect of the world here, which is no longer as dangerous as it used to be. I suppose there are still undead, and it is still frightening to have to deal with various horrors in this world. Haunts, and what have you as well. But just the fear of the dark is missing. And it sounds like the trickster doesn't necessarily wish for things to be evil, but he wants what he thinks is the creative spark to return to humanity in a way that he would prefer. In any case, everyone, we've been playing for about an hour, so I think it's time for us to stop. This means I have to go back here to save the game. When we come back, we will probably have to beat the game in the next... beat this mission in the next video, because, well, we can't run back here again. It's going to be too far away. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.